Cape Town firefighters continue to dampen down hotspots on the fourth floor of the National Assembly building. Officials say the inside of the house has been extensively destroyed by the blaze, water and smoke, and fire crews hope to wrap up their work in the next 2 to 3 hours. For the very latest, my colleague Annika Lawson is down at Parliament. Let's cross to her now. Annika, lots of people coming to Parliament to survey the damage. Who have you seen so far?
That's right. Perhaps people starting to converge on the precinct to see, what they can salvage, if they can be allowed in, to get years of paperwork and their computers, and to see what's still actually in a reparable state. And people also just coming to see if they can get into their offices, as well as forensic teams who are trying to get access to the building now to see and start their investigations. There is also a major briefing underway between all the security teams from Parliament as well as the fire services. The Speaker, who is the overarching head of Parliament, if you like, she is currently being briefed by Patricia de Lille, who's the Public Works Minister. But I have with me someone who has potentially lost a lot, and that is ANC Chief Whip, Pemmy Majodina. Let me just put my mask on, Pemmy. Chief Whip, I'm so sorry. It looks to me from the photographs like your caucus room, your office, has gone up in flames.
My office has gone up on flames for the second time. The caucus room is for the first time, but most offices that are affected are the ANC offices. We are very much devastated, but we want to allow the law to take its course. We want to allow investigation not to leave any stone unturned. However, we are going to do our parliamentary work. We're going to play our oversight work. Yes, there were documents in our offices, but there are archives where documents are supposed to be saved on the main server. So I'm not sure on the status of that main server. What is worrying is a lot of speculations, and I want to urge honorable members that let's not start by saying because the Zondo Commission report is coming, therefore Parliament bent down. How do we link the two? The Zondo Commission report is not even here. When we are supposed to play our oversight role, we play it everywhere. Unfortunately, we're on technology now. Parliament has been sitting on hybrid, on virtual, so there's nothing that is going to stop us. We're going to go ahead and do our work.
Madam Chief Whip, as you say, there was a fire last year. This is the second time your offices and the caucus, ANC caucus room, which we've spent so many times, and it's opposite the old assembly chamber where you've had your caucus meets. I think it used to be on a Tuesday. Were there any safety recommendations that you had concerns about?
Not really. When the fire broke out in March 2020, on the 17th of March, we demanded a report, and the report was that it was an electronic fault, and that was going to be attended to. It took time. Even now, that has not been attended to. So if you look at the cooling system in Parliament, it's not very good. But we'll understand that this is an old building, but it does not, therefore, have to expose us in such a danger. Let's await for the report, and if it was out of the negligence of officials or security personnel, then a hard action must be taken against those people. It is bad to see such an important institution during our democracy having bent down this way. So I'm getting emotional about it, because this is where the South Africans are pinning their hopes that when there is Parliament, when Parliament is sitting, they are going to pass this law, rectify that law, amend that law. But all that, they might think that is gone, it's not going to happen, but we're going to make it a point that everything happened. If it means we have to meet on the field, we're going to do that. We're public representatives. We're not elected to sit on the benches. We're elected to work for the people.
Madam Chief Whip, quite honestly, a lot of MPs who have to travel for so many months of the year, they have to leave their homes, they don't like staying in the parliamentary village, they don't like coming to Cape Town. It's a pain, right? How many of them do you think will come to you and say, let's just move Parliament to Pretoria?
That debate of moving Parliament to Pretoria has financial implications. It has constitutional implications. If you look at the Constitution, the seat of Parliament is in Cape Town. Therefore, we have to start by amending the Constitution if we want to move the Parliament. But also, we must make it a point that we do have enough budget. If there was no fire, why should we move Parliament? Because these are the two distinct seats. There's an administrative seat and legislative seat, and to me it is good for us not to be in one place. Be that as may, we cannot prioritize moving of Parliament when we have rate of high unemployment, when we have underdevelopment, inequality. Then we just prioritize to move Parliament. There are facilities that Parliament and government has lashed out to members of Parliament to be able to do their work, and therefore all of us must just come to Parliament. That is why during the very hard lockdown, I've been here. I've never been away from Parliament on a daily basis from 2020 when COVID started. I was the first person to come here to say, how are we going to work as this Parliament? And I expect such from members of Parliament. It's not about where the Parliament must be moved. I don't think it is proper. Unfortunately, that is also on social media. People that we respect so much, they start bringing that debate as if they are rejoicing why Parliament bent down. And people must be ashamed of that. This is our institution. This is our heritage.
Thank you so much, Madam Chief Whip, and good luck with the rebuild, hopefully, of your offices. In the meantime, there's possibly a place where you can start getting down to work again. As you say, you haven't stopped.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, that was ANC Chief Whip Pemmy Majodina, and as she says there, the work will continue, and it sounds like a State of the Nation address, which is really the event which kicks off the parliamentary calendar. It has to take place, will still happen, whether it's at City Hall down the road or at the provincial legislature. And you heard the Chief Whip of the ANC there saying that work in terms of all the legislation that needs to take place, whether it's oversight, etc., it will continue. People, MPs, need to come back to work. Taps.
Yeah, Mayor of Cape Town, Jordan Hill Lewis, saying that they've offered some of their space and some of their buildings to Parliament if they want to go ahead with SONA and find a way to make it happen. eNCA is going to be at the Parliament precinct all morning long. There'll be lots of different people who pass by her and will connect with her as the morning continues.